Hey friends, we are doing a do-it-yourself project with our growing our PE kit. So we are going to be making our own jump ropes today. You're gonna need two supplies. You will need an old t-shirt, woo, go dogs, and you will need a sharp pair of scissors. When you choose your t-shirt, please make sure that you check with an adult that it is an okay shirt to cut up. Um, we are gonna repurpose this t-shirt and turn it into a jump rope, and I'll show you how to do that. So our first step is going to be to cut off the bottom part of our t-shirt, the hem of our t-shirt. When you do this, we're doing this because the thread of that t-shirt makes it a little bit challenging to braid, which is what we're gonna do for our jump rope creation. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that up. All right, so now that I have cut my t-shirt all the way open, what I'm going to do is, starting from the bottom, this is the bottom of my t-shirt, I'm going to cut straight line, as straight as I possibly can. They don't have to be very thick. They can be pretty thin, maybe about an inch wide. So usually that's about a knuckle. I just use my knuckle, measure out, and draw that line there. It might be helpful to draw out some lines, just kind of depends on what you think you're capable of doing. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut that up now. All right, now that we have cut up our pieces, I cut about six little strips. Depending on the size of your shirt, you may need to do more, you may need to do less, depending on how tall you are, you may need to do you may need to do more, you may need to do less. It kind of just depends on a couple of different factors. So with my thread, what's gonna happen is I'm actually going to pull it. It's gonna kind of make it almost twice as long, and I'm gonna turn it into kind of like a little bit of a skinnier rope. It's gonna curl inside itself. It's gonna make it a little bit easier for me to do what I want to do, and it's going to increase the length. So initially I had one that was about my wingspan, and now it's this long. It's so long, it's even longer than my wingspan. So I have this piece right here ready to go. If you want to go back in and try to stretch it, stretch as much as you can, tug on it a little bit, pull it nice and taut to make sure that it is as stretched out as possible. The more stretched out it is, the easier it's gonna be to work with. So keep on stretching that out. And I've got 5 more I need to do, so let's do them. All right, so now that we have all of our, I guess, kind of string ready to go, this is the part where we turn it into a jump rope. So you're going to take 3 separate strings, 3 separate ones. 1, 2, and 3. So I've got my 3 separate strings. On one end, what you're going to do is you're going to knot them together. And you want to make sure that you have enough space on the end where you're going to be able to hold onto it like a handle. Okay, so I'm just going to put them all together. I'm going to cross over and pull through the loop to make a knot. And remember, I said I want to make sure I have enough so that my hand can hold onto this pretty well. 1 knot should be fine. Probably don't need to do more than that. That should be fine. So now you should have your knot and your 3 ends here, and then your 3 ends here. This next part is going to require the knowledge of knowing how to braid. When you braid, you're going to go over over. So whatever piece is on the outside, that's the piece you want to bring into the middle. Okay, so okay, I have finished braiding my first 3. It's about my wingspan. And we know that when we have a jump rope, it has to be able to we have to be able to have the right size in order to do the jumps we want to do. So, looking at this jump rope, I know this is not the right size for me. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ends. I have all these ends here. And I'm going to take those 3 other ropes that I had, or those 3 other strings that I made, and I'm gonna tie a knot on the ends to connect them, 1 strand to each one, and then I'm gonna keep on braiding. So we're gonna do just a basic knot. We're gonna cross over, under, loop, create a regular knot. And I'm going to do that for each one. So I'm going to make sure that each new string has an attachment added on. All right, so now that I have attached these and lengthened my string, I'm going to go ahead and go back to braiding. All right, now that I have finished adding on my second layer and finished towards the end, I've got 1 tassel that's really short and 2 that are like twice as long. But you want to make sure that if you need to add on another piece of rope, this is a good stopping place to add on to that. Before you tie it off, we want to make sure that it's the correct size. So I have 1 handle here, I've got my other handle here, and I'm gonna measure it. So let's try that out. All right, now that I've got my rope all braided and I'm just about to determine if I need to make it a little bit longer or if I need to tie it off, I'm going to take both handles, 1 handle in each hand, and just like we do in health and PE, we're gonna measure to make sure that's the correct size. So I'm going to put the middle of the rope right under my feet, and it should come to about right under my arms. Now, as you can see, this rope is a little bit longer. I can even stretch it, it's even longer. So just like in health and PE, it's a little bit better to have a longer rope than it is to have a shorter rope. So with my longer rope, I'm gonna go ahead and tie this off. Make sure I've got plenty of space for my handles. Make my little loop-de-loop knot. Right, and then I can go ahead and cut off a little bit of extra string I have here. Those tassels. And I have my jump rope ready to rock and roll. Now, if your rope ended up a little bit longer, remember, that's okay. You can always shorten it by wrapping it around your hand one time, or just changing where the placement of your hand. So now I've got my rope. It looks like it's pretty close to the correct size. Let's see if it works. All right, we're gonna go ahead and test our jump rope in 3, 2, 1, over it. Ah, it can be done. I hope you guys have fun making your jump ropes, and I'll see you later. Bye.